Hello, good morning or good afternoon. My name is Irina Herzon, and I'm a university lecturer in agroecology in the University of Helsinki, the Department of Agricultural Sciences. And this is my honor and pleasure to introduce you to this course. This is an innovative course developed under the project called RURUP, funded by the Erasmus Plus European Union program. This course is about something that we call peripheral rural areas, and it is focusing on the European Union. But when thinking about agricultural production, it is easy to forget that in the European Union, but indeed also worldwide, there are many systems that are not monocultures or intensive cropping ones. So there are very multifunctional and very diverse systems that range from, say, cultivarous pastures of Western Ireland all the way down to Puszta in Hungary here, from the northern shores and hay meadows of the Boreal Europe to the Mediterranean agroforestry systems such as DESA, and again from the heather pastures of the Atlantic coast all the way to the mountains in the Alps. And indeed in Europe, these systems can cover up 1/3 of the all agricultural areas. They're very diverse, and they're also culturally and biologically and agronomically adapted to the environments into which they have evolved. They're very diverse both culturally and biologically, and they have evolved to coexist with environmental constraints of their specific areas. So we will focus on these ones. And now, very brief introduction into what this course will give you more specifically and how we will going to work with it. So after the successful completion of this course, we expect you to have a broad understanding of social, environmental, and economic characteristics of such peripheral rural areas. We hope you will be able to recognize needs and opportunities of sustainable development in such areas. Then you will understand the stages and key elements of the innovation process, generic one, but also in specific references to such areas. You will have a good awareness of the variety of existing innovations. And also the last, you will practice collaborative work online and also study in English. Importantly, and additionally to this, you will become a national expert for an international, interactive, and highly creative learning environment of the summer school. That is also part of this project. And those of you who are able to attend it are welcome to join us in August next year in Greece. So the course is structured in 6 modules, and they will follow a generic innovation process that involves also sort of participants on the grassroots levels. So each week you will study through the modules, and each module builds on your work from the previous module. So you can't really skip one module in order to progress to the next. So how the innovation process operates, and then how it leads to specific innovations, and in the end also what to do with those innovations once they are there. In the very last module, you will have time and opportunity to reflect on your own learning, to evaluate it, and also to submit your final work for the grading. Innovation, as it is not something very easy. It's always open-ended. There can be unpleasant surprises, nothing comes out, and it's a messy process. But knowing about the generic process of it, what are the steps involved, what are possible pitfalls and solutions, certainly helps to avoid those disappointments and navigate in those messy situations. So that's this course. what this course is about. And you will work with the chosen peripheral rural area. So in this course, we have 7 such areas, and you will mainly focus at learning from your own areas. So we really want you to become an expert in your context, but also there will be a possibility for you to have sort of a glance across the areas through peer review of work of other students. And you will also have an opportunity a little bit to peer into those areas and their innovations in other countries. But above all, this will happen in the summer school, but also in the last week of May, we expect the whole course also, all of you to interact in a small, during a fairly short session, so that you can exchange what you have gained from the course. So the case studies are real world cases that have been explored by the team of this course in our previous work together. And they all aim at sustainable development in those areas. Each case is structured now in 4 parts. So each module will be based on one part, and you will go through them one by one. And that will be your main study material during the course. Of course, you are free also to explore other additional materials, and there will be some advice given to you where to find such, but these parts will be obligatory for all of you. So as I just mentioned, your material will be recorded presentations like this, also reading through those cases. And each of these will be assessed through some fairly simple tests, multiple choice tests. But then there will be a more difficult open-ended submission task for you to work with. And each week we expect you to submit something. And in the end of the course, those submissions will make the whole portfolio, so that you just put them together into one document and submit in the end of the course. And only that will be basis for your grading. So those preliminary submissions are not graded, but you will receive review and feedback on them from each other and also teachers. Of course, you can then, before the final submission, improve those parts based on your feedback. There'll be a lot of self-guided work. This is an online course. It's inevitable, so you'll have time to explore, analyze, synthesize, review information from your cases, and also with each other. It will be fairly engaging, we hope, so you will work with others, even if you're on a distance. And this kind of work, we know from experience, is fairly time-consuming, and yet we are going to engage in it with you. And this is mainly because what we know as educators from kind of skills and competences that future employees are expecting from you, graduates from universities. And more and more important, apart from the actual knowledge of your disciplines, you will be expected to critically assess information that is available from many sources. You don't have to memorize it all. You know where to find it and what information can be reliable. You will need skills to communicate this information effectively within the sort of professional circles, but also across them to other actors. Collaboration is stressed more and more, teamwork and creativity. So ability to adapt the knowledge that you gain from one place to another, or to a new context, to a new situation with new people. And of course, information technology skills, that's what we're doing now, working online, partly, and also awareness of several issues that are global in nature. So the global awareness as such, but also health literacy and environmental literacy. So these are the expectations, and we are trying to meet them. We also know from what pedagogy science, or science of how our brains construct knowledge, how we learn, we know that it's not about just copy pasting. It's not about pouring knowledge from some container into an empty head. It's never this way. It's always constructing it based from what you know already. And for this to happen, you have to work actively with this knowledge. You have to be curious and engage in it and play with it. So it is what you are doing as a student that counts, not what we teachers are telling you to do. So that's how we designed our course also. And finally, before this course, all our team in our project made a survey of potential employers in those 7 areas in this course, and asked them what skills they think that their future employees should have in order to improve sustainability in those areas. And you can see from this list that above all, they asked for self-guided, sort of self-directed work. So ability to solve case studies, for example, work in a project that you have manage your own time and goals and expectations and expand your own learning. For example, in a course like this is a sort of project for you. And then how to build partnerships, work collaboratively, also with people that you've never met before. And negotiation was emphasized, how to handle conflicts effectively, also across cultures. Of course, need for practical knowledge is needed, especially in like agricultural fields. So how to work with practitioners and learn from them, how to solve real problems, and project management. And this is, as I said before, and can't stress more, how we created and designed this course. And we hope that the activities that we will ask you to do and work with you together will help us all to support those learning objectives that we have on this course. And so, warm welcome once again from myself and all the team of this course.